Foster's favorite recollections of Tech Miami games past get the classic Beamer treatment, a fitting tribute given how Miami morphed from the seemingly invincible to a program the Hokies were at least on level footing with during Beamer's era. Gone are the days of the rickety old Orange Bowl in Miami, and even the hokey pokey has vanished from game days in Blacksburg, but the memories still endure for Foster. On Saturday, with command of the ACC's Coastal Division on the line, Miami, 7-0, 5-0, and Tech could generate more indelible images. Still, the Big East-turned ACC rivals will be hard-pressed to live up to Foster's preferred mental checklist of Tech Miami games. "Oh, there's so many fourth quarters of that," said Foster, putting his personal spin on Beamer's old "that was a lot of fourth quarters ago" go-to phrase. Obviously, the first time we beat them in 1995 is one of the early memories because we had not beaten them before, and that was my first year as coordinator. We were 0-2 going into that game, and that turned our season around. And ultimately, really our program really never looked back after that point for a long time. Going most recently, 2004 winning down there the first year we were both in the ACC. It came down to us making some plays defensively at the end of the game to win that ballgame. Just tremendous history for the program. As pivotal as some of the games against Miami, which is number 10 this week in the initial release of the college football playoff rankings, have been over the years and Tech's gradual emergence, Miami has a chance this weekend to lock up its own long-awaited historical moment in the ACC. A Miami win coupled with a Virginia loss to Georgia Tech would seal the Hurricanes' first division crown and its first trip to the ACC championship game. This weekend's matchup in Miami Gardens, Florida pits one of the nation's most potentially explosive offenses. Miami has 23 plays of 30-plus yards, 6 more than Tech and tied for 21st in the nation in the category, against one of the country's most ravenous defenses. Tech is number 2 in the nation in scoring defense, giving up 11.5 points per game, and number 9 in total defense, surrendering 284.5 yards per game. Virginia Tech, 7-1, 3-1, which is number 13 in the CFP rankings, and coming off a 24-3 win against Duke last Saturday in rainy conditions, could be a favorite on the road against Miami for just the fourth time in the last 20 seasons. If Virginia Tech hopes to stay in the division race, Saturday is a must-win. Miami has won 12 consecutive games dating back to last season, but its last 4 wins, all against ACC competition, have come by an average of just 4.5 points per game. We know there's been a lot of tight ones, and, quite frankly, last year we had 3 very close games and we lost all 3 of them, and then we had a game against Virginia Tech last year, and it wasn't very close, Miami coach Mark Richt said. This year, really, we've had 3 or 4 tight ballgames in a row and found a way to win every one of them. That's the formula. Win your close games and hopefully have a few where there's not quite so much drama and keep winning and move on to the next stage. We're happy to be undefeated, but we know there's a lot more meat on the bone, so to speak, when it comes to our schedule. To derail Miami's hopes and keep alive its own aspirations of reaching a second straight ACC championship game under second-year Hokies coach Justin Fuente, Virginia Tech has to contain Hurricanes quarterback Malik Rosier, stymie Miami's pass rush, establish the running game, and continue to limit its turnovers. Rosier, a 6'1" redshirt junior, was hampered a bit last Saturday by some shoulder soreness in Miami's uninspiring 24-19 win at North Carolina. Yet, he's been an offensive catalyst for the Hurricanes, especially in the wake of the loss of running back Mark Walton, 428 rushing yards in the first 4 games, before suffering a season-ending ankle injury. In addition to completing 56.7% of his passes for 2,071 yards, 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, Rosier has gained 211 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. He'll give Virginia Tech a different look than it has been used to seeing in recent years against Miami. After dealing with accurate, strong-armed pocket passer Brad Kaya, Rozier offers his own red element, and he's picked yards this season on quarterback draws. Rozier is complemented in the backfield by running back Travis Homer, who has filled in nicely in Walton's absence. Homer leads Miami with 81 carries for 512 yards and 5 touchdowns. Since giving up 592 yards, 371 passing, 221 rushing, both season highs against the Hokies, in a season-opening win against West Virginia, Virginia Tech has surrendered 344 yards or fewer in each of its last 7 games.